Finding Meaning in Chaos, Alan Watts' Perspective. Alan Watts, a philosopher known for his unique views on life and existence, often spoke about the concept of chaos and finding meaning in it. In his teachings, he drew from both Eastern philosophies, especially Zen Buddhism, and Western ideas. One of the main ideas he often explored was how humans try to impose order in a world that seems to operate without any predictable or fixed structure, and how this very effort shapes our experiences, perceptions, and sense of self. For Watts, the journey into chaos and its meaning was essential to living a fulfilling life. He encouraged people to see chaos not as a problem but as a fundamental part of existence that brings about the richness of life itself. In fact, he viewed chaos as a source of creativity, growth, and discovery. Rather than being something we should fear or avoid, Watts argued that chaos gives us room to explore, to imagine, and to truly experience the present moment. One of the most striking aspects of Alan Watts' philosophy is how he describes the relationship between chaos and order. Watts saw life as a balance between order and chaos, a dynamic flow where both are necessary. Without some chaos, life would become static, predictable, and lifeless. Chaos introduces spontaneity, freshness, and change. Imagine if every day was exactly the same, nothing new, no surprises, just routine. That sounds comforting but ultimately dull, even unlivable. It is the unexpected, the unpredictable, that makes us feel alive. And chaos, with all its uncertainties, allows that unpredictability to exist. Watts also challenged the idea that meaning comes only from structure, rules, or control. For many people, chaos can feel overwhelming because it threatens the feeling of control. We tend to believe that the only way to find meaning is through rigid routines, clear goals, or strict beliefs. But Watts thought differently. To him, meaning could also be found in moments that are unplanned, unstructured, or even completely disordered. He suggested that we might be happier if we learned to let go of the need to control everything. By loosening our grip on life, he believed, we could open ourselves to new experiences and unexpected forms of beauty and understanding. One way Watts explained this was by comparing life to music or dance. In music, the purpose is not to reach the end of the song as quickly as possible, it is to enjoy every note, every beat. Similarly, in dance, the goal is not to arrive at a specific destination but to experience every movement fully. Watts encouraged people to approach life in this same way, to embrace the journey with all its twists, turns, and unpredictable rhythms. When we do this, chaos becomes less intimidating. It becomes part of the dance, something we can flow with rather than resist. Watts understood that our discomfort with chaos stems largely from the human tendency to overthink. The mind tries to analyze, predict, and categorize everything. This constant mental activity can make us feel as though we are separate from life, as though we are simply observers trying to figure out the rules of a confusing game. But Watts encouraged people to quiet the mind and engage directly with life, to experience it as it unfolds rather than constantly trying to decipher it. He described this state as being in harmony with the universe, where you do not resist what happens but instead respond naturally and fluidly to whatever comes your way. Another major point Watts made is that our efforts to impose order can sometimes create more chaos. Think about when we try to plan every detail of a trip, but unexpected delays or sudden changes make everything go off course. This often leads to frustration, anxiety, or disappointment. Watts suggested that by embracing a bit of chaos, by accepting that we cannot plan everything perfectly, we actually make space for a more joyful, flexible experience. Instead of feeling defeated by unexpected changes, we can learn to flow with them and even find excitement in the unknown. Watts also viewed chaos as an opportunity to challenge our own limitations and grow. He believed that people are more resilient than they realize and that facing chaos head-on can reveal strengths we did not know we had. Rather than seeing chaos as a force to be tamed or controlled, Watts encouraged people to view it as a teacher. Through chaos, we learn patience, adaptability, and even courage. The situations that throw us off balance are the same ones that help us find new ways to steady ourselves. Watts believed that it is through these challenges that we gain a deeper understanding of who we are and what truly matters to us. One of the most profound aspects of Watts' philosophy is his view on the interconnectedness of all things. In his eyes, chaos and order are not separate forces battling each other, rather, they are two parts of a greater whole. Life, he argued, is not something to be broken down into parts, analyzed, and understood separately. It is a vast, interconnected web where everything impacts everything else. When we recognize this interconnectedness, chaos becomes less frightening because we see that it is simply part of the natural flow. Just as the ocean has waves that rise and fall, so too does life have moments of calm and turmoil. Instead of resisting the waves, Watts encouraged people to ride them. Moreover, Watts believed that finding meaning in chaos does not mean finding some ultimate purpose or objective. Instead, he argued that meaning is found in the act of being fully present. When you are immersed in the moment, without trying to judge it, control it, or define it, you tap into a sense of peace and wonder that is its own kind of meaning. Watts saw this state of presence as a kind of surrender, not in the sense of giving up but in the sense of fully accepting life as it is. By being present, you are both in control and not in control, both a part of the chaos and a part of the calm. In this state, Watts believed, you find a deeper sense of belonging and purpose. Alan Watts' views on chaos and meaning can be deeply transformative, especially in a world that often emphasizes control, productivity, and certainty. His teachings invite us to shift our perspective, to see chaos not as an enemy but as a friend, not as something to avoid but as something to embrace. Life, he argued, is not a problem to be solved but a reality to be experienced. By letting go of our need to control every outcome, we open ourselves to a fuller, richer experience of life. This approach to life encourages a sense of peace and curiosity rather than fear and frustration. Watts' philosophy on chaos is ultimately about freedom, the freedom to live without needing all the answers, to explore without a rigid plan, to find beauty in imperfection. When we let go of our fears and insecurities, we find that chaos has its own rhythm and flow, one that we can move with rather than against. This, Watts believed, is where true meaning lies, not in the certainty of answers but in the openness to questions. So, when you find yourself facing chaos, whether in your personal life, in the world around you, or even in your mind, remember Watts' words. Try to see chaos as a teacher, as a dance partner, as a reminder of life's richness. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it show you parts of yourself that you might not discover otherwise. If you found this video inspiring, remember to like and subscribe for more content on philosophy, spirituality, and understanding the mysteries of life. Thank you for watching, and keep exploring the wonders of existence with us.